If your sales team is inconsistent, first thing to look at is not just the salesperson, it's the system around them. A lot of leaders say, I need better salespeople. But when you ask, what does a good salesperson actually look like for your business? The answers are usually vague, right? Hardworking, good attitude, experience, motivated, and those things matter. But they're not enough. And for a rep agency, you need to clearly define the salesperson in 3 categories: skills, knowledge, and discipline. Skills are what they can actually do. Can they open a conversation? Can they ask good questions? Can they uncover the real problem? Can they handle objections without being defensive? Can they move the customer to a clear next step? Can they build trust with principals, customers, and internal team members? Knowledge is what they understand. Do they know the lines you represent? Do they understand the customer's world? Do they know the territory? Do they understand the competitive landscape? Do they know what makes your agency valuable? Do they understand margin, timing, delivery, and the realities of the business? And discipline is how consistently they do the work. Do they follow up? Do they keep the CRM clean? Do they prepare before meetings? Do they document the next step? Do they stay in touch when the deal isn't closing right away? Do they do the boring basics even when no one is watching? And that's where a lot of sales problems actually come from. The leader says, this person isn't performing, but the leader hasn't clearly defined whether the gap is skills, knowledge, or discipline. And those are 3 very different problems. If it's a skills problem, the person needs coaching and practice. If it's a knowledge problem, the person needs education, exposure, and better onboarding. If it's a discipline problem, the person needs accountability, standards, and consequences. But if you don't separate those things, everything gets treated like a motivation issue, and motivation isn't a sales system. A lot of leaders also make the hiring process too generic. They interview people by asking questions that are easy to answer well. Are you a hard worker? Of course they're going to say yes. Are you good with people? Of course they're going to say yes. Can you handle rejection? But those answers don't prove anything. So if you want better salespeople, build interview questions that make candidates demonstrate the traits you need. If follow-up matters, ask them to walk you through how they would manage a prospect who says, circle back in 3 months. If product knowledge matters, give them a simple product or service and ask them to explain it back to you clearly. If questions matter, role play a customer conversation and see what they ask. If discipline matters, ask them to show how they organize their week, track opportunities, and keep commitments moving. Don't just ask if they have the trait. Make them demonstrate it. Because the sales team you build is directly connected to the clarity of the standard you set. And once they're hired, the system still matters. They need a playbook. They need to know what good looks like. They need examples of strong calls, strong follow-up, strong discovery, strong proposals, and strong handoffs. They need to know what to do when customers say, I need to think about it. They need to know what to do when a principal is unhappy, what to do when an opportunity stalls. And without that structure, every salesperson creates their own version of the process. One person sells one way, another sells another way, someone else avoids the hard conversations completely. And then you get frustrated because the team is inconsistent. But the team is inconsistent because the system is inconsistent. A strong sales system creates clarity, clear expectations, clear training, clear follow-up, clear CRM habits, clear accountability, clear standards for what a good salesperson actually does. And that doesn't mean your people become robotic. It means they have a foundation. They can still bring their personality, their relationships, and their style to the work, but everyone is operating from the same basic standard. And that's what makes coaching possible. Because if someone is struggling, you can ask a better question. Is this a skills issue? Is this a knowledge issue? Or is this a discipline issue? And that question changes the way you lead. You stop blaming the person broadly and start diagnosing the real gap. Maybe they know the product, but don't ask strong questions. Maybe they're great in person, but don't follow up consistently. Maybe they work hard, but don't understand the customer's business deeply enough. Maybe they have the right attitude, but no process. Each of those requires a different response. And that's why the system matters. So if your sales team is flat, don't start with, who do we need to replace? Start with, have we defined what good looks like? Have we separated skills, knowledge, and discipline? Are we hiring for those traits intentionally? Are we making candidates demonstrate them? Do we have a playbook? Are we coaching the right gap? Are we holding people accountable to the basics? because a sales team doesn't get better from one motivational speech. It gets better when the system around the team gets clearer. And when the system gets clearer, the people inside it have a much better chance of performing consistently. So if you're leading a sales team right now, take a look at the system before you blame the people. Start by defining the skills, the knowledge, and discipline your business actually needs. Then build your hiring, training, coaching, and accountability around that standard. And if you want some help in understanding what a good system looks like, take a look at my new book, Momentum by Design, and it will give you the insights that you need on how you can serve your team when it comes to hiring, training, and coaching them, and holding them accountable to that standard that you know your business deserves.